KURINJI Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
KURINJI Educational Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.com.
Hi students, good evening to everyone. This video continuation of our neural coordination and control and coordination. Neural control and coordination. Already two videos you got previously. In the two videos, first video, what is the advanced characteristics of developed organisms, their nervous system. Okay, what are the comparative anatomy is give the proper evidence how brain is well developed based on the four important characteristics we see. After that, in the second video, what are the topics we have to complete will know in this video, in this chapter that we seen, and along with that nervous structure we see. Okay, neuron structure. Along with that, in the last that video I explained about human nervous system part, basically chart analysis. In that chart, what I said, human nervous system totally divided into the two categories. There are two categories. One is central nervous system. Okay, that shortcutly we called as a CNS, central nervous system. It is composing of the brain and spinal cord. And then peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system in the short form PNS we can say. Central nervous system, brain and spinal cord, it consisting with the brain and spinal cord. And peripheral nervous system, it is made up of composing with the cranial nerves. Cranial nerves means our brain onwards 12 nerves will be start. Okay, that 12 pairs of nerves is controlling some of the organs in our body. Along with that spinal cord onwards 31 pairs of nerves will start. Okay, origin 31 nerves will origin from the spinal cord. So 31 pairs of nerves and cranial nerves, these two under peripheral nervous system. Now peripheral nervous system totally divided into the two groups. One is a somatic nervous system. Somatic nervous system means here we can say like this, cranial nerves onwards, what it is controlling, that and all somatic nervous system. Okay, what is the thing mean? Under controlling of the central nervous system, it is voluntary. Okay, and spinal nerves 31 nerves are there. From that here autonomous nervous system. You know meaning of the autonomous nervous system. Autonomous nervous system means self-controlling capacity. Okay, one more example I will give when I am explanation time. So autonomous nervous system again two types, that is a sympathetic, parasympathetic. Okay, one thing is a promoting of a fast working rate, and then one thing means here parasympathetic is a controlling and slow down of our body functions. Okay, one more time I will revise it and then I will go in the next video. Let me start today's video session. See, these and all you understand kadana, human neural system. In that I said in the introduction part, one example I will say for autonomous nervous system. What I want to tell now, here in the muscle system, when I said three type of muscles, you know, in that three type of muscles are skeletal muscle and smooth muscle, cardiac muscle. You know kadana. Cardiac muscle controlling in our controller or involuntary, I mean involuntary controller. Voluntary or involuntary? Involuntary. Smooth muscle also. For example, heart functioning we can able to control, it is in our control, we can't control. So which of the activities, functions of our body parts not in our control, such a type of activities are controlling by the autonomous nervous system. Smooth muscle also one of the example for example, when you eat anything food, after swallowing, food will goes on through esophagus, correct na? Food is going to inside, we can't take it back, that food item after swallowing food. Okay, swallowed food we should not be come backside except vomiting time, that one reflex arc is gapped. So which of the activities is not in controlling by the our own self, such a type of activities are everything controlling by the autonomous nervous system. In 10th standard you studied flight and fight hormones. Fight and fight hormones, situationally our body activities will be increased, or after that it will come to normal condition, that and all by the sympathetic, parasympathetic. This lesson, in the ending of this lesson, how sympathetic and parasympathetic regulating of our body functions in the emergency condition, you will get it clarity. Now come to our today class, central nervous system. Central nervous system. See, central nervous system, asal basically nervous tissue. It is a composing by the two different type of cells. One is a nerve cell, another one is a neuroglia cells, supporting cells. These two cells are origin from the ectoderm. You know germinal epitheliums are three germinal epitheliums. One that ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. So ectodermal onwards, these nervous system will be developed. So that's why we can say that one central nervous system origin from the neuroectoderm. Okay, then here I kept heading which part, central nervous system. So central nervous system made up of composing by the which parts? Two parts. One is a brain, another one is the spinal cord. Here brain and spinal cord. See Nana, brain, it is a living supercomputer. It is a living supercomputer. Why it is a supercomputer? How our computers are making a controlling by the OS. If you giving the one order, automatically it will be finished total work. Now you know what is the nowadays what technology is up developed from the computer based. Okay, we can take it money from ATM onwards. That and all computer technology only. So it is such a type of our brain also invented lot of things. We are all studied one statement in Einstein also. In the Einstein also, he used only just 10% of his brain. By using of the 10% of his brain only, he made that type of creative things. How if he and we are using that our brain properly means how much new inventions will be there is a chance without a deviation. Okay, of course inventions are having a lot of destructional things also is there. It is not a point now. So whatever it is, our brain we can able to call as it is a super computer. So that's why in the beginning of this chapter I kept one statement, it is super computer, like one statement. Okay, then see these along with the brain, spinal cord is also one of the part in the central nervous system. Now this I am continue by this with the brain. Now this brain is located a site of information processing control and processing and control. What is the here mean? It is just like you already seen that Robo movie in DOS is incomplete. If our brain receiving the one information, that brain will analyzes that information, it will give a proper order. Up to that brain will not be get rest. Thus, like how computer is having the OS system, like that our body brain also, it is a information process and it is a controlling of our all the body parts. Then that brain is protected in the place of our cranium. Skeletal system time we discussed cranium parts. What are that cranium? Cranium containing with 8 bones: frontal, parietal, temporal, occipital. These and all paid, unpaid bones are also is there. So all the bones combinedly it will form the brain box. That brain box we call as a cranial cavity. Cranial cavity, inside of the cranial cavity. Now this is the time to tell one important thing. If you are comparison with our brain with our early organisms, nothing but human being evaluation time 7 different stages are there. Ramapithecus, Australopithecus, Hominidae, okay, and such a type. If you comparing that brain, those early human being brain, our brain capacity is more. Okay, in the 12th standard I will explain about in the evolution chapter how our brain is more advanced by the capacity of our brain. CC, cranium capacity also one of the important nature in the advanced nature. So brain having the more protection. So by the cranial cavity, that only we called as a brain box. Now inside of the cranial cavity brain is there. That brain also covered by the connective tissue. That brain also covered with the connective tissue. That connective tissue membranes, 3 connective tissue membranes are there. That 3 connective tissue membranes collectively we called as a cranial meninges. Cranial meninges. Here whether you remember or not, each and every sensitive organs or everything is protected by the some of the layers. In the previously we started we discussed about a heart wall. Heart protected by the 2 layers. Pericardium, heart wall made up of the 3 layers. Outer side of the heart wall, serous layer, parietal layer we seen. In the lungs also, pleura, 2 pleura layers. In between the pleura layers only, it has something fluid. Correct na? Like that here, brain also made up of, covered by the cranial meninges. That cranial meninges are 3. One is a dura mater. Second one is a arachnoid mater. And then third one pia mater. Pointer place parunganana. Here I am discussing. We are in a brain analysis. The brain is a supercomputer. It is a place of the processing, controlling place. The brain protected by the cranial cavity. Then it is covered by the connective layers, membranes. That and all the layers we call as a cranial meninges. 3 cranial meninges are there. Outer side dura mater, middle arachnoid membrane, third one pia mater. Here each and every membrane separated by the separate space. Okay, these up to our NCERT book state our examination, these words is enough. But in the NEET wise, here some of the gap between that dura mater and arachnoid between that pia mater, something space is there. In that space something liquid is there, that is a cerebral fluid is there. That and all we will discuss in the NEET syllabus. So here dura mater in the thin, it is a thick layer, and arachnoid matter is a very thin layer, that membrane. Okay, totally these are the 3 membranes. Now come to the brain part. Now brain is totally divided into the 3 regions, 3 parts. One is a forebrain, another one is the midbrain and hindbrain. 10th standard also you studied these words only. What is a new words now? Forebrain also called as a prosencephalon. Probrain also called as a prosencephalon, and midbrain also called as a mesencephalon, and hindbrain also called as a rhombencephalon. These scientific words you should be remembered. Forebrain called as a prosencephalon, midbrain called as a mesencephalon, hindbrain called as a rhombencephalon. Okay, then these midbrain, come to the first one, first forebrain. Again that forebrain divided into 3 parts. Okay, it's contained 3 parts. One is a olfactory bulb, second one cerebrum, third one diencephalon. Olfactory bulb, cerebrum and diencephalon. These are the 3 parts in the forebrain. Still we are not yet discussing any midbrain and hindbrain. First we have to complete it about forebrain, then we will go on midbrain. So first one, forebrain also called as a prosencephalon. These prosencephalon divide into the three parts: olfactory bulb and cerebrum and diencephalon. By hearing of these first word, olfactory bulb, these olfactory word itself, we will get it one clarity. Olfactory means smell, correct only na? Here our nose is a smell detection point. Our nose inside sensory epithelium, olfactory epithelium is there. That olfactory epithelium onwards, information will go through the neurons. Finally, it will reach the forebrain. Then forebrain, which part it will reach olfactory bulb. That olfactory bulb receiving the impulse from the pertating smell from the olfactory epithelium. Once your smell is recognizing in your first time, your brain will be memorized about that or remember that smell. Okay, some of the smells we can able to remember some our lifelong. That is a memory power. Okay, so here olfactory bulbs are playing important role in the receiving of the smell signals and then by the olfactory epithelium. That is the first point in the forebrain. And then now come to the second one, cerebrum. Our brain, majority of the brain is belongs to cerebrum. Cerebrum only major volume is occupying in the brain. So here these cerebrum is a very important in our brain. That cerebrum is divided into the two parts. That two equal cerebrums we call as a cerebral hemisphere. Hemi means half. Cerebral hemisphere. Here cerebral hemisphere. This is the time to recall the first video regarding neural control and coordination. Human being brain is somewhat of advanced, and that why means that cerebral hemispheres are there. No. Here cerebral hemispheres. Okay, here I mentioned cerebral hemisphere. That cerebral hemispheres are connecting to each other with a nerve tissue. That nervous tissue we call as a corpus callosum. Corpus callosum. The presence of the corpus callosum, human brain is advanced. On the day what I said about this corpus callosum therima, our body organs to controlling by the reciprocal controlling. Reciprocal controlling mean right side brain to control the left side organs, left side brain to control the right side organs. That controlling conducting by that corpus callosum. Okay, and along with that here inside of the cerebrum of forebrain. Okay, it's containing two regions, divided into two regions. Middle region we called as a medulla. Kidney discussion time we seen in the middle part of the kidney we called as a medulla. Peripheral part cortex. Like that here cortex part is a peripheral adjacent side, and middle part medulla part. Outer side of the cortex of cerebrum, it has a lot of furrows, lot of rippled surface, just like a walnut. If you seen anything walnut seed, that walnut in the form of our brain. So that is a reason some of the doctors will prescribe, if you want to improve your intelligence, means eat more walnut, like that. Really it is a somewhat of nutritional, extra nutritional food will give to something good development of our brain. Okay, so something statement also like similar based on that nature of the shape of the walnut. So here why I remember that walnut mean on the walnut surface area, how the rippled surfaces, something elevated portions or depression portions are there now. Like that here gyri and sulcis are there. Gyri and sulcis, some of the folds, some of the fissures are there. Folds we call as a gyri, and then fissures we call as a sulci. Here which person which person's brain having the more folds and nothing but gyres and sulcis, those personalities are having the more intellectual brain, more that is nothing but intelligence, nothing but more intelligent. That more intelligence depends upon the how many folds or gyri sulcis are present on the cortex. That one of the based on the one study, one survey. Okay, that gyri sulcis are present on the outer loop. See, when we are free time, see in the YouTube in the real anatomy of the brain. Real anatomy of the brain. The some of the videos they are cutting that brain internally. How what are the parts they will explain. Easy to understand. On the time they are explaining about the gyres and sulcis. Okay, whatever. So these gyres and sulcis on surface of that cerebrum. These cerebrum having the contain the two parts. That two parts cerebral hemisphere. That cerebral hemispheres also divided into the four regions based on the our brain, cranial part. Frontal we seen frontal bone, and parietal, next temporal, occipital, based on our brain which position it is there. Okay, how our cranium bones are there, the cranium bones backside of our cerebral parts we call as a frontal cerebrum and parietal cerebrum, temporal cerebrum, occipital. Occipital is a backside. That and all you know. And then next, come to the next one. Diencephalon. Diencephalon. These diencephalon again divide into the three regions. Again divide into the three regions. That three regions are, one is epithalamus, hypothalamus, epithalamus, thalamus and hypothalamus. Okay, dyne means it is a last part in forebrain. What we are discussing, still we are in forebrain alone. Forebrain having the three parts, olfactory bulb and then cerebrum. Olfactory smell wise, cerebrum is a middle part, that too in the forebrain, that too it is a 60% of the brain is a volume belongs to cerebrum. That is a indication of gyri sulcis. And then diencephalon, these diencephalon is again divided into the three regions. One is a epithalamus. Epi means upper. Edukku upper? Thalamus ki mela. See nanna thalamus ki munnadi irukku. So that's why we kept the name is a epithalamus. See nanna, in the nervous system, this is the part, epithalamus, not yet related any nervous tissue, non-nervous part. Okay, it is not yet any involving in the nervous system, but it is present in the nervous system. For what it is a plain important role in the endocrinal system. On the time I will say this place one particular small ball like structure is there, that is the pineal body. Nana, don't think it is not pituitary, it is a pineal body. Okay, our 24 hours life cycle and that and all controlling by these pineal body. Again endocrinal system time I will tell. So epithalamus, it is a non-nervous part, it is under controlling of our pineal body of one of the endocrinal part. Next part, thalamus part. These thalamus part superposition of midbrain. That means midbrain ke mela this structure is there. So this is the time to recall here mesencephalon or midbrain. It is located in between of thalamus and then hypothalamus. Inga paringa nanna, thalamus and hypothalamus. In between of these two structure, midbrain is there. Okay, so midbrain. So that's why here thalamus is I wrote here, it is located on that superior of midbrain. Okay, it is a major part of the coordination of center is a sensory and motor. That means sensory information will receiving and then analysis and then motor necessary motor signals is giving to the appropriate signals, appropriate nerves. So thalamus is a major coordination center in the forebrain. Okay, then come to the hypothalamus. I think so hypothalamus is a part it is a dual part. A dual part mean it is a plain important role in the nervous system, and it is a plain important role in the chemical coordination system and endocrinal system also. Because of hypothalamus onwards, a finger-like projection will come out, that onwards, that we call as the infundibulum. There one ball-like structure will hanging, that is a pituitary gland. You studied in the 10th standard what is the significance of the pituitary. It is a master gland, correct only na? And along with that, these hypothalamus also called as a thermostat of the body. Our body temperature totally under controlling by these hypothalamus, okay, thermostat of our body. This is the situation I want to recall in the introduction part of first video. What I said, human brain is somewhat of advanced character na. What is that advanced character? On the day we discussed corpus callosum is one of the advanced character. Along with that, limbic system we discussed, correct na? Limbic system, system time what we discussed, amygdala, hippocampus and midbrain, cerebral hemispheres and amygdala and then hypothalamus combine to each other to form the one system, limbic system. That limbic system is controlling or involving in the sexual behavior of the person. When that human being attains that puberty, on that onwards, so sexual behavior will come, and then expression of the emotional and reaction, okay, crying and sad feeling, this and all under controlling of the limbic system. Next video also I would like to explain about these limbic system. These limbic system play an important role in sexual behavior and expression of emotional and reactions, okay, these and all. That is about hypothalamus, and then because of here cerebral hemisphere part, hypothalamus part, midbrain part, combinedly it will form the limbic system. Then midbrain and hindbrain wise, I would like to continue in the next video with the details I will explain. Up to that, wait, okay, then